50 Cent has stated that Jay-Z is allegedly the first person Diddy is expected to go after once he is released. Reportedly, Jay-Z set Diddy up to take the blame, and is now trying to separate himself from the situation. Jay-Z was allegedly present at all of Diddy's parties, and was even named alongside him in multiple lawsuits. Yet he never appeared in court and somehow managed to get the alleged victims to back down. Is Jay-Z truly the strategist behind Diddy's downfall?
That the same concept with the Super Bowl. See, they don't understand the relationship. They was trying to get him to do the Super Bowl without me.
Wasn't happening.
And that's not it. It wouldn't happen.
No way.
You see what I'm saying? Because he would look and go, it's okay for them, the award shows, not to give me the trophies. If you look at even Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys. So it's like they would give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just
50 Cent has had long-standing beef with Jay-Z and Diddy dating back to the 1990s after 50 Cent at Jay-Z on his track, How to Rob, where he labeled Jay a fake. 50 believed Jay-Z was more talk than action. According to 50, Jay-Z's real power came from blackballing other artists and using industry connections to undermine them. Jay allegedly instructed people in his circle to release their albums at the same time as 50's to hurt his sales. Diddy and Jay-Z, according to this narrative, didn't become billionaires by making average music, but by systematically dragging other artists down to lift themselves up.
And, I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now, just flood it, put out a lot of music, because 50 Cent is coming. And, 4 months later, in the club hit, and it was over. And It was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. You let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. We can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around.
That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift.
I wish you would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody.
And Jay disagrees.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice.
Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
No, we'd have had an altercation, right?
50 immediately recognized what Jay and Diddy were allegedly doing. He saw how they attempted to undermine Nas and bury his album release. The same individuals who claimed to be role models for black artists and spoke about uplifting the community were, according to critics, working to ensure no one else could break through. 50 never believed Jay-Z and Diddy's narrative for a moment. He felt something was off and understood why conflicts kept forming. Jay and Diddy were said to target anyone who tried to rise on their own. If you weren't aligned with the Puffy and Jay camp, surviving in the industry was nearly impossible. Lord Jamar made similar comments about a powerful, so-called inner network operating within hip-hop. Record labels were alleged to be working together, and if industry elites didn't support you, they could make sure your career never gained momentum.
You couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z. You couldn't sell more records than Jay-Z. But all you had to do was listen to Benny Siegel. And Benny Siegel was, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing that. Like, oh shit. Like I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like I was always close, and I'm always thought like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So if you had $20, $20, that you saved up and you was going to buy an album, and it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and Beanie Sigel, you won't, 9 times out of 10, you won't buy the Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on time. And it was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude is crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But to maliciously plot to hold me back, I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, Dame would know better than me.
Jay has been portrayed as a hater from the very beginning. Instead of working to expand opportunities for black artists, he allegedly tried to strip away the chances they already had. Jay reportedly attempted to block 50 from performing at the Super Bowl. If it hadn't been for Eminem, 50 may not have performed at all. Eminem allegedly contacted NFL executives and made it clear that he would not take the stage was allowed to perform alongside him.
The big homie Jay-Z, right? I said to my nephew, I said, yo, listen, I have to ask him this straight up. So I said, yo, who is the people that's on NFL? And he said to me, and I'm sorry for anybody who don't understand, and he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, who's the white guy? I'm big in this Jimmy Iovine. And he said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. And he said,
that's his guy.
He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50 up.
But that's his guy.
That's beautiful.
And guess who's Dre's guy?
Your guy.
Me.
Let's make the
I mean, Jay-Z's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know,
true.
he's like, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and and you know, Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy going on. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay. So I think people are just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you got to remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super
you didn't
Bowl?
know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some haters. Yeah,
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not going to do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted him there. I don't know
because of what some of the.
I mean,
the back
you
and
know,
forth,
it's competition. You got to think 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1. What the 50 Cent?
That was a long time ago.
That was what 9. What was that?
But
9.
But after that, they did a song together. Remember the whole
of course, but 50 was
sneaker
50
thing?
was always competition for niggas. Then remember Jay said, "Yo, 50's coming." He told Siegel and them. And Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like, he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember, he came after this. He came after Jay and Rockefeller. G-Unit came. And people might get on G-Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the effect that we had.
Jay-Z and Diddy are said to be cut from the same cloth, having worked closely together since the 1990s. Yet Jay still reportedly refused to step in and help Diddy. And according to some accounts, he may have even been the one who orchestrated this entire situation. Keep in mind that CNN allegedly held onto footage of Diddy assaulting Cassie for 8 years before choosing to release it. Who asked them to remain silent for that long? And why did all of this surface only now? The timing seems far too precise to be mere coincidence.
Who was kind of like, we're done with this guy. You're not back. You're threatening to say this. Release the footage, right? So they released the footage. He comes out, issues an apology, while his lawyers accuse the government of leaking the tape. It was later admitted as evidence in his trial. Again, January deal, March is raiding his house, Miami and LA. May, here's a video being dropped from CNN, even though they've been sitting on it for 8 years. September 2024, book is released, Kim's Lost Words, which, by the way, there's a lot of speculation with this thing here. So whatever I'm reading you is not necessarily 100%. It is there. It is not there. The alias they use on who wrote the book is Shanti Millwood, which is an alias for Tupac, which is kind of weird. Why would you use that? This book appeared on Amazon, allegedly written by Kim Porter, accused Diddy of misconduct with minors. Porter's children denounced it as fake. Investigators revealed the real author was Chris Todd, who claimed he compiled the book from a mysterious...
surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? You know, hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and raiding his Miami home, his LA home?
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah. I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
Everyone within the industry claims that Diddy was deliberately targeted and set up. One day, Diddy was at the peak of success, being honored with keys to the city. And the next day he was being led away in handcuffs after reportedly losing around $700 million.
With Jay, the part with Jay, I go, oh shoot, like
That's right. To us, Black excellence.
that had to be there.
We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
50 believed that Jay-Z was the one coming after Diddy, and he even mocked the situation publicly.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. Wow. You're going to let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He has like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was
At
one.
the same time.
After that, he got some shit. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like he thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying his success is derived from the marriage?
Absolutely, he's been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't take a genius to see that Jay is allegedly pulling the strings in the industry. Jay-Z is described as a businessman first, and nearly everything he has done throughout his career has been driven by money. He is even accused of marrying Beyoncé for financial and strategic reasons. 50 has referred Beyonce's marriage to Jay-Z as a contract. Since marrying Beyoncé, Jay-Z has reportedly won 16 Grammy Awards. Before that marriage, he had only one. Even their children have Grammys, despite not having started music careers of their own yet.
Why are you so on top of the business side of Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Some people like to just be an artist.
Yeah, I was actually forced to be an artist and a businessman because when I tried to get a deal, I couldn't get a deal, so I had to create Rockefeller Records. We actually created Rockefeller Records from nothing. And, so I was forced to know both sides of the business.
It's surprising that Jay has never faced jail time. He allegedly did everything Diddy has been accused of and more, but unlike Diddy, he wasn't foolish enough to admit to it publicly on live television. Jay-Z's controversial past didn't begin with Diddy either. Back in December 1999, Jay-Z was reportedly involved in a high-profile incident in which he was accused of stabbing music executive Lance Rivera at the Kit Kat Club in New York City.